Hello, this is Tarregor. This video is a Twitch stream that was not edited, so it's going to look like a Twitch stream. Welcome to my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus. The design direction of my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus is substantially different from that of Retail WoW, Circuit Shadowlands, and the private service Vanilla Plus and Turtle WoW. This is partially because this aims to fix the game's problems first, flesh it out and polish it second, and add new content third. This is part of a playlist of videos. Check the video's description for a link to the playlist. The document displayed is my Vision of Class Plus, and the document's version number is 1.5.15. All versions of the document are based upon patch 1.12.2 of WoW. If you just want to know about the general design direction of my vision of the game before you otherwise look into this, then watch the introductory video in this playlist or read the document yourself and look at the list of major features. The link to the document is in my channel's About page. The displayed changes made to Black Phantom Deeps do not concern what drops from Black Phantom Deeps, nor things such as NPC hit points, NPC damage, or NPC pathfinding, nor quest changes. Those are covered in different parts of the document that I'll be covering in different videos. However, it is still worth briefly mentioning that elite NPCs in general, not just in dungeons, are going to hit a lot harder and have a lot more hit points, and they'll be able to run up 180-degree slopes, so walls, to chase players around without evade bugging. It's also worth mentioning that almost every damage and crowd control and AoE spell, item, and buff that's available to players was nerfed to have a hard target cap, a la Thunderclap, Whirlwind, and Warstomp, as opposed to the way that the Burning Crusade did it. And instead, cap will be 6 targets per spellcast or tick. Furthermore, all elite mobs in the game were buffed to that movement speed slows with a lesser effect against them, by which they do not mean a lower duration or chance to resist debuffs. Because of these changes and other changes, you will not be able to successfully do any spell cleave or melee cleaving. Also, I probably should look at the target script out of this video, because I don't know really spell cleaves or melee cleaves there. And unless you sort out all the dungeon, you won't be able to AoE farm it either. You should expect to actually use marks in dungeons, and for going to take to actually use the shield if you ain't a druid. Now then, onto the actual changes made to Black Phantom Deeps. Gamu Ra will be turned into a dragon turtle, like from Warcraft 3. He'll be huge, be untamable, have a different model, and have thorns damage, as well as an ability, Devour, that eats and slowly digests a player, a la Warcraft 3, but is not used on the creature on its aggro table with the highest amount of threat, so not to tank, unless you go on aggro, in which case you're fucks. Akumai Snapjaws will know Shell Shield when tamed, as compensation for Gabu Ra no longer being tameable. He knew Shell Shield. An optional title Guardian boss will be added to one of the rooms surrounding Gabu Ra, though I have not really gotten around to defining him or his loot yet. Recall the title Guardians were allied of Naga in Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne. Black Phantom Tide Priestesses will be renamed to Black Phantom Sorceresses, seeing as how their only ability is just Frostbolt anyway, and more importantly, I would have to define a bunch of lore-related stuff that would probably end up being related to Geomancy, in order for me to justify the name of Tide Priestess if I kept the name. That is all the changes being made to Black Phantom Deeps in particular thus far. Thanks for watching.